Hey, wow, that's the easiest. That's never happened in my home, I can assure you that. Hey, thank you so much for being here today. This is an exciting day for us. Long overdue, in my opinion, and I'll give you some more remarks here in a few minutes. But I'm pleased to say that I've got Reverend Pastor, Brian Williams. This should not be that hard. And Brian is here to give our invocation, and also many people may not know that Brian is also a relatively new member of our network board. So Brian?
Well, it's a wonderful thing to be privileged to do this groundbreaking ceremony, or at least open it, and I have to attribute some of that to having the name Brian. But in honesty, it is an honor to be here. My mother, for 27 years, was a breast cancer survivor, and we lost her last year. But today is somewhat serendipitous because of this event. And so thank you all, and let us pray. A generous Creator, you brought all things into existence and called them good. Be present with all of us who gather here today as we work toward that vision of wholeness for creation. Make this time of groundbreaking, make this service sacred, and set apart this space as a sanctuary of healing and restoration to all who will arrive here. And then fill those that work in this space with a spirit of passion and care that honors your goodness, so that when they depart this place, the power of your peace remains with them. So it is with gratitude we celebrate this time, this service, these people, this vision, and above all, your faithfulness. We pray together. Amen.
I know we've got a lot of people here in the audience today, and what a great turnout. I've got a few people I want to especially recognize. I don't see State Representative Christina Hale. She's on her way. Okay. Well, I didn't see her, so we'll recognize her when she gets here. Two other people, though, I want to recognize. State Senator Jim Merritt, a longtime friend of our organization, is going to give us a few remarks here in a minute. And then also a real special pleasure, Melanie Wong is here. And Melanie is a person we've worked with through MD Anderson ever since we established that relationship several years ago. And she's in from Houston today, so thanks for popping in. We appreciate it. We've got a number of people who want to speak today, but I want to at least start this with giving you a why. Why are we doing this? And I've got a personal reason, like everybody else does, and I've got more of a reason on behalf of the Community Health Network. Personal reason is that cancer has affected my family, like I know it's affected yours. Every time we have some conversation that deals with that dreaded C word, it brings back all kinds of memories. And most of them not real good. Some of them are. They're not all bad. But with that, I believe we're always called to do various things. And we're called here to find a way to help others. And that's what this is all about. And that's what motivates us, inspires us, brings us to this location and others every single day. So why this facility? I was maybe one of the few people, there's a few people, you all were here, when we christened or broke ground at the other facility back in the mid-'80s. First Lady Susan Bai was here to cut the ribbon when we opened it. And so that tells you how old that facility is. The good and the bad, however you want to look at it, is that we have dramatically outgrown that facility. That didn't just happen yesterday, that happened several years ago. So many could say, well, Brian, why the heck didn't you do this before? That's a fair, very, very fair question. We really thought, however, when we added a facility at South, improved our services at East, expanded our services in Kokomo and Anderson, that would actually provide some relief to this center. It hasn't. Each of those facilities is doing more cancer work than they've ever done or ever projected, and the South facility's only been open about 16 months, and it's well ahead of its projections. And so it's time. And it's time because of demand, and this isn't 1 year's demand. This is over many, many years. It's also time because what we're doing today is different than what we were doing 25 to 30 years ago. So I'm most proud that this facility is going to be a facility that we're proud of because it's been designed by you, not people like me. By people who have been patients, people who are caregivers, people who are physicians, people who understand what really needs to happen to deliver care and understand not only the care we're delivering, but what's going on in that patient's mind and their families. What fears do they have? What the comprehensive things that we need to look at and address beyond just the clinical treatment. And I don't take that for granted, but there's a lot more to this. So that's what this is all about. And I can't wait to stand here and be a part of the ribbon cutting when this thing's done and it's on this site and it's connected to that hospital. Hallelujah. And while we're at it, we're going to connect that hospital to the heart hospital. That should have happened a long, long time ago, too. And if you have a home in the area, we'll just connect it to your home, too. So just let us know. So seriously, this really is something that all of us should be so proud of, the opportunity to help others at their most difficult time, and that's why we're here. So with that, Senator Merritt, will you provide some comments for us?
Of course. Thank you, Brian. First of all, I really, politicians are pretty vain, and we've got 2 cameras here. That's wonderful. But as well as we have my favorite photographer, and she knows my best side. So the photography is going to be great today. Thank you, Brian, for that. Hey, I'm glad. There's a little laughter because the other night I was speaking to a group of energy people, and I actually had to go, is anybody out there? So anyway, it's great to be here, and anybody knows that's followed my 25-year career in the legislature is I work a lot on family issues, and those are confounding and confronting the family. And I think of families today really being maybe in the middle of the ocean with a life preserver, and they're just rocking back and forth, and it could be addiction. It could be a life-altering situation like cancer. It could be mental illness. It could be depression. It could be that their child tried to die by suicide. All these issues are confounding the family today and confronting them. And I can tell you that I wake up in the morning, and before I go to bed at night, I think about these issues, including cancer. And in that storm, where those people are, with that life preserver, they're looking for a rock. They're looking for a safe harbor. And Community Health Network, and specifically Community Hospital, is that place in our community. Employment, health care, a soft shoulder. We all know, Brian knows all of your spouses and all of your kids and everything going on in your lives. The perfect leader for this organization. His mother looks like his sister. We know everything about Brian Mills, and he has done a terrific job of leading this organization and leading it the right way. And I am so proud to have Community Health Network throughout the state, 11 hospitals, correct? Right? And also Community Hospital East and North and South in Central Indiana. And they play such a large role. All of you play a large role, and I thank you for getting up in the morning and making a difference in all of our lives, because those people out there, they're families, they're our brethren, and they're just people. A lot of times we think of those that are impoverished or addicted or somebody that might have some mental illness as being different. They feel like lepers, and it's our job to change that. And I'm sure cancer victims probably feel the same way. So I am so honored and so privileged to represent this community, because I love this rock and I love this safe harbor, because it is something we all depend upon. And just the growth of the Cancer Center and Huey Lewis in the news next year, you guys are a live crowd today. Thank you very much. It's always good for the speaker to make people laugh and smile. But again, it's an honor and a privilege to be here and help celebrate. And I hope we have the photographer back for the ribbon cutting so she can get my very best side next time. Thank you very much.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce medical oncologist Dr. Radhika Walling to share some remarks.
Thank you, Brian. Well, it's a remarkable time to be serving cancer patients in central Indiana. So much is changing right now. What has not been a positive part of this change is the fact that more and more people are requiring the care of cancer physicians, especially in this area and the northeast part of Indianapolis. It's not entirely surprising given the increasing population growth that we're seeing in this area, as well as the aging of the large baby boomer generation. But it is still sobering to see that this need is increasing dramatically. What is positive about this change is that cancer research is rapidly advancing, and it is now educating us in how to best diagnose and treat cancer along with prevention. And I can tell you that I'm very excited about being involved with this project, as this will help us deliver the most effective care with the most outstanding experiences. This facility that we're going to be building will make all of these things happen. But this project is so much more than just a building. And in a moment, we will hear about what will make Community Cancer Center North so special. But first, I'd like to acknowledge the people who made this project possible. Our planning committee is a dedicated group that includes physicians who will practice within the facility, our wonderful oncology nurses, community health network leaders and facility specialists, and those whose job is to create better patient experiences. I was fortunate enough to be on that great team, which includes Sue Sandberg, Dr. Janan Grable, Dr. Sumit Bhatia, Jennifer Stigler, Jennifer Needler, Mark Hayden, Community's Office of Patient Experience, along with countless others who have contributed along the way. That certainly also goes out to our patients and to MD Anderson in Houston. Thank you also to our design partners, RTKL and BSA Life Structures. And now, please allow me to introduce my colleague, Dr. Jack Way, who has more thoughts to share.
Thanks, Dr. Walling. I'm really excited to be here today at this groundbreaking. I wanted to just take a second. I wasn't actually supposed to speak here. Tim Getty was. He was very excited to be here. He has been just a stalwart of cancer care here up at Community North, and so unfortunately he couldn't make it, so I'm pinch hitting today for him. But I wanted to also extend my thanks to Community Health Network, Brian, everyone who has just been so supportive of this project. We really are privileged to work in an environment where there's so much support for us to provide the best patient care possible, to provide the most positive patient experience that we can, and we couldn't do that without the support of the network and the hospital. Really, if you look around Community Health Network, it's just been very exciting times over the past few years here. We've added tremendous cancer services throughout the network at Kokomo and Anderson. We have this great facility at Community South, which has been providing top-notch care out there. And as a network, we've been able to affiliate with and become a certified member of MD Anderson Cancer Network, which has just been a boon for our patients and the physicians who've been part of that. And so that's just been really exciting here at the Community Hospital for cancer care. And now we're going to have the privilege of working in a fantastic new facility that is going to allow us to continue that care moving forward. It's clear when you look over the past 10, 15 years that the need for this new center is very evident. We've had tremendous growth in the number of patients who are coming here regularly to visit our cancer center over here at North. We're seeing upwards of 200 patients a day through that facility. It's a 35,000 square foot facility right now, and we have vastly outgrown that facility. And we know, due to demographics and other reasons, that we're just expecting to see that number continue to grow. But putting that aside, forget about the number of patients that are coming through. Even if we weren't seeing growth, we really need to have a facility like this that we're putting up here on this campus. We meet all the time to talk about what is it that we can do to provide better patient care, the better patient experience, and we're talking all the time not only about providing the best treatments and making sure that we're up to date on our knowledge, we're safe about how we're treating, that we're following national guidelines, but we also want to make sure that we recognize that we're not just treating cancer, we're treating patients, right? And we have to treat the whole patient and not just their cancer. And so there's all these services that go along with that. And we've really focused on trying to provide those services, but we've been lacking the facilities to do that. This cancer center is going to allow us to provide a lot of those services to really treat patients the way they need to be they need to be treated. When patients get cancer, they don't ask to get cancer, right? They don't want to come in for treatment, but they need it. And we strive to provide that in the best way possible. We want to make it as convenient as possible for them, as comfortable as possible for them, and make sure that those patients can continue to try to live their normal lives as best as they can. And so to that end, this center has been designed with that in mind. We've integrated radiation oncology, medical oncology, there's clinical space for a number of surgical specialties, there's going to be radiology services there. A lot of the social and supportive services are all going to be under one roof, so we can really provide a comprehensive cancer treatment plan to each patient as they come in. As has already been mentioned, we're going to have the Sky Bridge that connects the main hospital to the cancer center. So that actually allows us to add a number of services that we today have difficulty providing simply because of the physical separation. So having that connection was instrumental in terms of what we wanted to provide for the patients. And very importantly, we know that cancer treatment is constantly changing. There's always new technologies and new treatments that are coming about. And the design of this building has been such that flexibility has been baked into the design of the building. As we get new treatments, as we get new technologies, we have the flexibility in the design of this building to accommodate that and to continue to grow and evolve with cancer care. We want this cancer center not to be modern and state-of-the-art today or even next year, but for years to come. And that has been forefront on the design team's mind in terms of how they want this design. So we're really looking forward to how this center is going to be providing care for our patients. Ultimately, we know that every patient who comes in is an individual, right? They come in with their own fears and their own anxieties and their own concerns. And we have a number of human touches, a number of individualization aspects that have been built into the center. And I think we're going to hear from someone a little bit later about some more about these amenities, but that's really been the individualization of the treatment has really been considered in the design of this building. Ultimately, I truly believe we have built just an unbelievable cancer team here, and that's from top to bottom, everywhere, from the front office when the patient comes in, to the nursing staff, to the therapists and the techs, to the physicians, administration. I mean, we just have just an unbelievable cancer team that we've built here. And I'm just so excited that we're going to have a facility to match that. That's going to allow us to continue to the physical structure is going to match the people that we have to provide that care. So to that end, thank you, and I'll turn it back over to Dr. Walling.
Thank you, Dr. Way. And now I'd like to introduce Sue Sandberg, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of our North Region, who will tell you a little bit more about the project.
Thank you, Dr. Walling. What an exciting time this is today here on Community North's campus. I want to take a few minutes to share some of the details about what it is exactly that we are beginning today. Jack, you gave me a nice beginning that there's more coming beyond what you said. So I'll start out by pointing out that this new facility has been designed by people who really do know what they're doing. Not just top-notch architects and engineers and interior designers, but also oncologists, nurses, rad techs, support team members who will actually be providing the care in this new facility. They know what they're doing, and this gave them an opportunity to also plan beyond what they're doing today to really start to plan to do care in a way that's even better. We've had input from our Office of Patient Experience, and most importantly, we had input from our patients themselves. This building is for people. First and foremost, it's for the patients and the families that we serve. And lots of people have had a hand in creating the design of this building. It's a reflection of hours and hours of planning involving many people, and many of them are standing and sitting here right now. I would ask anyone who helped contribute to this new building to please raise your hand. Don't be shy, I see many of you there. These are the people making it happen. What we're building will be a 3-story facility that will total 123,000 square feet. So it's much bigger than what you see on the other side of this road. And across the 3 floors will be radiation oncology. We'll have medical oncology, including the chemotherapy infusion rooms. And there will be surgical oncologist offices, all in one building. This will be very convenient, connected care with the short wait times for treatment, along with many other offerings on site. For example, there will be physical therapy in the building for when patients need access to it. Private guest suites will include family areas and workspaces, and we will have smart TVs and computers, and some of the rooms will even have exercise equipment. That's patients' requests. It will be a very calming and supportive environment for cancer patients and, again, their families who join them. Noteworthy features you will see will be lots of natural lighting. There will be a garden, a courtyard. The entry was built to even reduce anxiety from the first time the patient steps into the building. There will be a wellness facility, and there will be a labyrinth, which will be there for patients for walking and for meditation. The center will have music throughout it, and it incorporates other components of our integrative health model, which includes things like there will be spaces devoted to cancer support groups, to music therapy, art therapy, Tai Chi, and massage. In short, Community Cancer Center North won't just be a place to treat cancer. It will be a place of hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. As she just explained, the patient will be the center and focus of the new Community Cancer Center North. And here to share a perspective with us is a patient of ours, Tiffany Olson, a 9-year breast cancer survivor who received her care and services here at Community Hospital North. Very impressive bio, by the way. Tiffany is currently the president of Nuclear Pharmacy Services at Cardinal Health, which provides oncology, cardiology, and neurology patient-specific pharmaceuticals across the country. She also worked for Roche Diagnostics for many years, where she attained the position of president and CEO of Roche Diagnostics Corporation. In conjunction with the 2012 Super Bowl host committee, she led the SuperCure project, which raised over $2 million in funding, increased awareness and tissue samples for breast cancer research for the Susan G. Komen Tissue Bank in Indianapolis. In addition, in 2013, Tiffany received the Woman of Wellness Award for her extraordinary contributions in her volunteer work in oncology. She was the first woman to receive the Life Science Alley Luminary Award, recognizing her vision to drive both innovation and value for personalized medicine. She has held several board positions, including service on the Community Health Network Board from 2006 to 2009. And Tiffany, can you come up and say a few words?
Thank you. Routine checkup. Found something. Scared. Had to tell my family. Best doctors, life-saving treatment. Hope, Community North. That's where my journey started. And my story, it started just right across the street in those buildings. But because of the care that I received, my story didn't stop there. My story includes 9 more years of life, 9 more years of laughter, of love, of care, and 9 more years of fighting. When I came to community, the providers that helped me and the emotional support that my family and my friends gave me, I knew that I was never alone. And it was because of this united team that came together that I was able to win my war. But I know that the fight continues. Today is the day we say, cancer, you can't win. Today is the day that we bring this fight to the next level. Today is the day we bring in reinforcements. And that's what the Community North has designed here. It's designed a very unique, comprehensive way to bring care to cancer patients. Not only is it integrating radiology, radiation, medical, and surgical oncology, but it's done it in a way that's going to be very unique surrounding that patient and helping them. As a patient, what it means for me is that all my doctors are together. There's one place that I can go to be diagnosed, for treatment, for ongoing care, and continuing with my health. There'll be a team of specialists and experts that work together to make sure that I am getting personalized health care. When I was getting chemo, there really wasn't an area for the families to come. And so I would go, and my friends and my family wanted to come with me. And sometimes my treatment were 6, 8 hours. And the only place that they had was a stool next to the treatment chair. And so it just was not practical to have them there. The stool was uncomfortable. I always felt bad for them. So most of the time, I went to my treatments alone. But this building with its innovation and its way now of being able to bring both caregivers and families together to bring the best care. So this is going to be a place of hope. This is going to be a place for the future. This is going to be a place where stories start, but they're not going to end here. This will be a place to fight. And as we take that very first shovel of dirt, it's really a step forward. It's a step forward in raising the level of the fight, raising the level to now be able to include all of the knowledge of the caregivers and the support and the emotional help that those families and friends bring. It brings it up to the level where cancer can't win. And it brings it to the level which is now going to be the brand new Community North Cancer Treatment Center. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Tiffany, and sharing your story with us. And now it's time to begin our groundbreaking activities. I would like to invite Brian Mills and other community leaders, including our network board, our speakers, and our North Oncology Cabinet, Drs. Bhatia, Grable, Way, Narayanan, and Thepjathri, along with Tiffany Olson, Senator Merritt, Representative Christina Hale. Please grab a shovel and be a part of our groundbreaking. Once our initial group has turned a shovel and we've taken photos, then any other groups or teams that would like to take a photo can do so as well. When you exit, please go around to the right, and we'll begin the activities there. So, thank you.